What's up, Yang Gang? So, got a lot of good footage today. We apologize for not being able to get a live stream up. We are going to work on getting a mobile hotspot. That will help us a lot. Right now I'm fighting with little Yang Gang. So, we just wanted to get this quick video out to you. We think it's very, very important. This is Andrew Yang talking today about climate change. Anyway, we thought this was very important and breaking news, so we're going to bring it to you. Check it out, y'all.
Yeah, subscribe to our newest videos. And check out that hair. Awesome.
Second debate, and I want to just hear your thoughts on what we should do about climate change and give you more than 10 seconds that CNN gives you, you know.
Thank you. And thank you for giving me the benefit of the doubt. You know, so if you remember at the last debate, I staked out the new third position on climate change. The one position you're used to is we have to fight climate change. Number two position is climate change isn't that big a deal. It's like a hoax or whatever. And then now the new Andrew Yang position, which is it's worse than you thought. And that's where I am. That's where the numbers are. According to studies out of Greenland, the ice pack is melting at the rate they projected in 2050. Very much. Like much worse than anyone thought. The UN just released a study saying we will be okay if 90% of the world goes vegetarian immediately. No, so these are just the studies. These are like the authoritative scientific studies coming out. So we need to try and transition to a more sustainable economy and have more renewable energy sources. But we also have to recognize that that will not do the trick. That in a world where we're only 15% of global emissions, the rest of the world is 85%. And you know what's happening in the rest of the world? China is investing massive resources in renewable energy, but then they're exporting their dirty coal power plants to Africa. They literally are just taking whole power plants and being like, hey, Africa, great news for you. I've got a power plant. It burns coal. Do you want it? And then Africa's like, yes, please. And here you go. So they have this incredibly dirty energy signature coming out of the developing world because it's cheaper. So the only way for us to make that stuff cleaner would be to go in and say, look, this is going to be better than the coal plant, and here are the solar panels and wind turbines. And right now, we don't have the will or the resources to make that competitive for them. So I'm for doing everything we can to improve our emissions, but I also want to start investing in mitigation. And in this community, you all started to see the worst effects of climate change creeping up. So mitigation is trying to make our communities more resilient. It's investing in levees and storm-resistant infrastructure, but it's also reforesting parts of the country, because it turns out planting lots of trees is one of the best things you can do to mitigate carbon emissions. And we need to reforest our oceans. Now hear me out, this sounds kind of odd, but the Atlantic Ocean is losing between 4 and 8% of its biomass a year right now. It's catastrophic over time. Like the ocean, it's not a uniform body of water. There are actually many parts of the ocean that are filled with life, and then others that are completely empty. And unfortunately, the parts that are filled with life are starting to get depleted. So what we need to do is we need to put permaculture, marine permaculture arrays of kelp underneath the water in particular areas and help regrow the marine ecosystems. That's not cheap, but it's much cheaper than catastrophe over time. So I'm about to release a comprehensive climate change plan that includes not just mitigation, but also trying to counteract some of the worst effects, both on land and in the oceans. So I, as you can tell, like I'm very, very concerned about climate change. I just don't think that curbing emissions will actually pull it back. At this point, the horse is out of the barn. I don't know if that's
not cheery news.
And what I say is, like, I wish I had better news to report, but the numbers are pretty clear. You saw the last debate. All right, so you remember like my sort of doomsday climate change answer. And I was fascinated by the fact that I apparently had taken a third position in U.S. politics. Position number one, we need to fight climate change. Position number two, climate change isn't that big a deal. And then my position, like number three, is how would I say it? It's like it's worse than you think. I'm in the it's worse than you think camp, based upon the numbers. You probably saw Greenland is melting at the rate projected for 2050 today.
Yeah.
The UN just came out with a report and said, we're going to be okay if 90% of us go vegetarian immediately. But these are real data points, real science. So if you look at these studies, you're like, well, I don't think that 90% of us, I don't even like, it wasn't even US, like 90% of the world has to go vegetarian immediately. So you look at these studies and they're really depressing. I've been digging into the science on the positive side. We're going to come out with a comprehensive climate change proposal 10 days from now or so. And
Yummy, 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 yummy. Ew. Ah!